I have to tell you, I'm kind of giddy because it dawned on me that we have communicated for years and years, but I don't think we've never actually met.
Isn't that crazy?
It's blowing my mind.
No, I feel like I have so many virtual friends that I've never met before.
It's so wild you can actually become friends over the internet, but I also think it's hilarious that we think we're actually meeting right now.
Oh yeah.
Hiding in our own bathrooms, but here we are.
Mom, where are you?
Hi everybody, welcome to Potty Talk, the only talk show where we have to hide in the bathroom to get away from our families. Today my guest is the amazing Karen Alpert. She is better known as Baby Sideburns on the internet, and she has an incredible social media empire. She is a best-selling author of a book called I Heart My Little A-Holes, which is the best title ever. And I want to start by saying welcome. Hi, Karen.
Thank you. Hi. I've got my door locked and hopefully nobody will barge in. So
yeah, I was feeling really nervous about getting interrupted today because I can feel them needing me. They need me.
Yes, constantly.
So your blog, Baby Sideburns, I have been following you forever. It feels like a decade, at least. And what does it mean, Baby Sideburns?
Originally it was I think it was Mommyhood Unplugged or something very unmemorable. And I had a friend, I did a post that was about when Holden, my son, was in my belly and we were going in for the ultrasound and we were finding out whether it was a boy or a girl. I said, all I want to know is if this baby has sideburns. And because I'm pretty hairy, you can't really tell. I'm losing my hair as I get older, but it's there.
I'm very hairy too.
You are.
So
if I didn't trim this, it would be like a straight on unibrow right now.
I'm actually really sad. That's the one thing that I'm losing, my eyebrows, that I'm sad about.
Right, but it's funny because this is thinning, but this isn't.
And this isn't. I'm growing a beard.
I know. You're in quarantine when you catch your whisker when it's only this long. That's how bored I am, because usually it's this long before I notice. So, but anyway, I was getting the ultrasound and I said, I hope this baby doesn't have sideburns, and I put up a post about it. And at the time, I had not very many readers at all, but one of my friends happened to read it and she was like, you need to change your blog name. I think it'd be funny if it was Baby Sideburns. And I literally that night I went home and changed it to Baby Sideburns. I'm like, that's funny. And thank God I did, because very soon after that I had a viral hit and I was able to, keep that cool name.
You weren't Mommy Unplugged.
I think it was Mommyhood. I don't remember. It was something not good.
I love that you don't even remember. It clearly was not very memorable.
But that's not saying much. I forget a lot of things. So.
I can't remember anything. My son was asking me yesterday if I remembered something, and I was like, honey, I don't remember yesterday.
Right. Holden asked me this morning what we had for dinner last night, and I, for the life of me, I could not remember.
Blank.
Nothing. No idea.
So speaking of Holden, your children, Holden and Zoe, right?
Yep.
Are the cutest, sweetest children, and I just love what you post about them. And I have to ask, they seem so nice to each other, and I'm sure they're not always, but you seem to have fostered this really beautiful sibling relationship, and I could use some help in that department. How did you do it?
I know people ask what's the age difference, what's the magic number, and all, and I'm like, I don't think it's that. I truly believe that there's something about chemistry, the same as relationships and throughout your life is about chemistry. I think there's something there. I also think there's something about the fact that I yell at them a lot, so they hover.
Be nice.
They need each other.
You're the common enemy, is what you're saying.
Yes, they're allies. Yeah. So I think there's something like that. I also we give them a lot of time where they just have to play together. And I even think that there's a difference between screen time on your phone and your iPad versus screen time on a television set. I've noticed when they watch TV together, they're they sit together and they interact a little bit versus when they're on their screens, they don't do that. So not that, there's plenty of screen time here, but we try and make them have time just to play also.
I love that.
It helps that they kind of get along, but I cannot stress enough that there is so much time that they don't get along too. They vacillate between being cute little puppies where they get along and Tasmanian devils where they're trying to tear each other apart.
My kids kind of exist in the Tasmanian devil phase, and I'm constantly telling them You're all you've got. You're the only two people in the world who understand how crazy your parents are.
Yes, it's so true.
You need to bond on that.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay, so I ask all the guests on Potty Talk the same 7 questions, the Potty Talk questions. You ready?
Yes.
They're very scary questions.
Okay, all right. Thanks.
What do you miss most about your pre-kids life?
Oh my gosh, pre-kids.
Can you remember?
Yeah, I know, right? I miss like having like nothing to do time, like where I can just. I mean, I remember I lived in Boston before I had kids, and I remember days that I would literally walk from one side of Boston to the other, and I would just like I'd hop into a store and I'd like look around, or I'd hop into a coffee shop and I'd grab something to drink, and I just like milled around doing nothing, and there's none of that now. Like, I can't remember the last time I just like wandered aimlessly.
It's so true. I feel like every second. I mean, you can barely keep up if you're not doing laundry or helping with schoolwork, or it's constant.
Yeah, you don't get to just like, and when I do try and just sit on the couch and do nothing, or sit somewhere and do nothing, I feel guilty because there's something I should be doing.
Totally. Or they're piled on top of you.
Yes, or that.
The minute mommy relaxes, the Tasmanian devils start fighting.
Absolutely.
Okay, what is the worst piece of parenting advice you've ever received?
Oh my gosh. Enjoy every minute. Like, I feel like all these people say like enjoy every minute, blink and they grow up, and I'm like, okay, first of all, it's not possible to enjoy every minute. I mean, like, there's some really sucky minutes. So I like, that's the time that you can go to the bathroom and lock the door, like now. You can grab a drink if you need to. You can just like walk out of the house and like leave if somebody else is there. Like, you don't feel like you have to enjoy every single minute. And the other thing is like blink and they grow up. Kind of like, I mean, there are some days where I wish that would happen, but like it's a good stretch. So
It's a long 18 years.
it is, and it's not 18 years. Like, people say it's 18 years, like, that's BS. Like, do you think that they're seriously not going to come to you for a lot of stuff when they're 19, 20, 21, like 45, like
70.
It goes on forever. So.
What is it? Parenting is, I can't remember the question.
Oh yeah, I don't know.
Karen, I'm not firing on all cylinders today, and I'm not sure why.
I'm never firing on all. I don't think I have all cylinders. Like, period.
Okay, your kids are so sweet, but what is the meanest thing one of them has ever said or done to you?
Oh my gosh! Besides, like the storming off and saying, they don't usually say I hate you very much, but it has happened. That's not fun. I'm like,
do you get the door slams?
Yes, we get a lot of door slams, although we always threaten to take it off the hinges, so that usually stops. The other day, this is not even like, he didn't mean to be mean, but he like had the choice to have a sleepover with me or with my husband, and he picked my husband. And it, like, my heart was like, like,
do you know what I have done for you, child?
When the truth is, like, 99.9% of the time he picks me, but like that one itty bitty time that he doesn't pick me, it's like for some reason I'm destroyed.
Rejection.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't know, like self-esteem problems or something.
No, our kids can hurt our feelings.
Oh, yes, for sure.
Okay, what is your biggest parenting mistake?
We didn't let Zoe, like, get hurt enough as a child. Is that weird? I mean, like,
you bubble wrapped her.
Like, yes, we kept her like in a little bubble, and like we tried not to let her fall down, and like when she did, like, I wasn't very good at not gasping and like going to pick her back up. And I do feel like she's a little soft because of it. And maybe some of it's soft in a good way, but I think we should have let both of them fall down a little bit more. And I should probably take my advice now, because I'm still doing that and it's in my nature. But it would be helpful if they, get a little tougher.
I think I'm guilty of that as well. First of all, I'm very reactive and dramatic. So it's like, whoa!
Somebody else's kid falls and I'm like, oh! And the parents are like, don't do that.
So funny. Okay, describe parenting in one word.
Show.
Perfect.
That's what it is.
It is a total show.
Yes.
What is your proudest parenting moment?
Like a moment, like, I mean, in general, I would say I'm so proud of, like, that my kids have become these kind human beings. Zoe was picked to be a helper. We have a classroom in our school where the kids have special needs, And Zoe was picked to be one of the helpers in that classroom. This was, I don't remember when, like what year it was, but it was a few years ago. And I just, oh my gosh, my heart welled up. I'm like, she was picked to do that. So it told me that she was like such a kind person, which was really nice. I already knew it, but there's something validating about it. And let's see, Holden, I just, every time I see Holden interact with a little kid, he's super sweet. Like there's just like this sweetness that comes out of him. And I think part of it he learned from Zoe, which is really, really nice. And I just feel really proud of both of them at that moment. The other day he had to, one of his assignments at school, they had kindergarten buddies, and he had to write a letter to his kindergarten buddy. The letter was just so nice, and he put a lot of effort into it, and it was like long, and I could tell that the reason he did it was that he wanted this kid to be happy when he got his letter. So it was really nice. I know, isn't that nice? That was so sweet.
So sweet. Yeah, I feel like we have definitely preached kindness in this house, and like, even though they're not kind to each other, but to strangers, we're really kind.
Yes.
Okay. What is your biggest piece of parenting advice that you would give to everyone watching?
Oh my gosh, my biggest one. I think, okay, there's this something that I do that I've recently started doing, like in the past year, and I've realized it helps me a lot. Like, I don't know about you, but I have a temper. Like kind of like you were saying, you're dramatic. Like, I'm dramatic. My highs are really awesome and my lows are not good. So when I yell at my kids and I freak out on them, it's not fun and it's not pretty. What I've started doing in the past year or so is saying that I'm about to freak out before I do. And what I've realized is like the situation is escalating. They're not stopping something they're supposed to be stopping, whatever it is. And I'm like, you guys, I am about to freak the F out on you. I don't usually say the F, but I say I'm about to freak.
I say the F. I do say the F. My son said he learned it from me.
Yeah.
Where'd you learn that word?
You gotta learn it somewhere. So I let them know, like, I'm about to freak out on you. And I would say, like, 50% of the time it doesn't work. Like, 50% of the time it still escalates and gets to that level. But 50% of the time, like, we all realize that the situation has gotten out of control and they kind of stop whatever they're doing. And my blood stops to boiling so much. And it actually works, like, 50% of the time. And 50% of the time is pretty good. Like, to take that much yelling out of your household is really, really helpful. So I don't know. That's my recent method that helps.
That's amazing. I think any advice that can help us, because we all yell a lot. Well,
not everyone.
There might be some parents out there that don't yell. And I would love to meet you and know what your secrets are, people. But I think that is great advice, and I'm going to steal it. If
yeah,
that's
sure.
Okay. You guys, I'm about to.
And these days, like, we need it. Like, during this quarantine, that thing has helped me a lot. There's been like a lot of moments where I'm just not doing great. So
yeah, we had a chat last night about how everybody in the house is not really doing great. They actually threw my husband under the bus and said he's been really cranky because he's like the road runner. He needs to be constantly moving and doing and being out. And he's been stuck at home with us. And my son said, I think Daddy's cranky because he can't be run the way he normally is.
It's so true. One person being cranky is a problem. Like, Zoe's been pretty, I don't want to say the word depressed because I don't think she's like literally mentally ill, but I think has like a sadness about her right now, not being able to hang out with her friends. And we use this expression in our house called flip the pancake. They learned it in preschool. And it's like when the pancake isn't good, you flip it. And it's kind of like, turn that smile upside down, but it's not quite as hokey and bad to say. So we've been saying flip the pancake a lot around here. Sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't.
Yeah, I need to flip my pancakes for sure. Well, thank you for hiding in the bathroom with me.
Yeah, I'm so happy to have bathroom time alone.
All right. Well, tell us where we can find you on the internet.
I think the best places to find me are on Facebook and Instagram. It's Baby Sideburns. And I also have a blog, babysideburns.com, but I always share all my stuff on Instagram and Facebook. So those are the best places. And it's such a nice community. Like, come join us. We talk a lot. We shoot the shit. We get each other's backs when we need to. It's just a nice place.
It is a nice place because you're a nice person.
Sometimes. To you guys I am. To strangers.
Right, to strangers. All right. Bye, Karen.
Bye. Thanks.